Human beings are like that. They would hurt you. They would do certain things to you, and you want to understand. Well, let the person go after all. What's the essence of all of this?
Yeah. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So if this is your first time, I'm Esther Kato, and if this is your second, third, or fourth time, you are welcome. So today I have a father here with me. So his name is Father Wisdom Asari. And Father, would you like to say something small to our viewers?
Well, as she said, my name is Father Wisdom, Assistant Priest of Corpus Christi, Sakumono, in the Accra Archdiocese. So I believe that's enough.
Yes. So what happens on this show is that I take a case online and I read it, I state my opinion, and then would also love for you to comment down your ideas, your contributions after we end the program. So this is it. So I'll read it, and by this time, Father is the one who is going to talk about it. So today I'm not the one on the hot seat. So let me start by reading the question. I grew up without my mom, though I cherish older women who show me motherly love. In 2017, I met a caring woman through a friend, and she supported me greatly, especially when I gave birth. After moving abroad, I showed my appreciation by sending her money and valuable items. However, if I didn't send anything for a month, she wouldn't reach until I did. In November, I wished I returned to my home country and bought her a new phone that was worth 200 euros. She later asked about my safe arrival back abroad but didn't check on me after that. The woman only messaged me on Christmas Eve to wish me a Merry Christmas, but I didn't reply or send money like I usually do. I'm considering cutting her off because I feel unvalued despite her past support. So for this case, I titled it Cutting Off a Woman I Considered My Mom from My Life. So that was how I captioned this case. So, Father, what do you think about this case in general?
Uh, One, there are many things in the
Yes.
story, but first and foremost, treating somebody as a mother is actually something huge, because especially as somebody who has not grown with a mother.
Yeah.
So it's quite challenging, especially when the person is someone else and not your biological mother.
Exactly.
Quite difficult. And then one thing I realize is that it's like the person is expecting the this mother who is acting to always be this back and forth, and not all mothers do that. That's one. But I think that if the woman in question has been able to take care of you, you have grown to a certain level, and you are now on your own, I don't think there is really the need to be doing the back and forth always. She sends you Merry Christmas and all of that. So I think that should be more of it. Unless maybe what I'm feeling, the feeling I'm getting is that maybe she only tests within the period where she thinks, oh, well, now I can get something. That is a feeling I'm getting. But if that is not the feeling, then I don't think there's any problem with that, because it's like she has taken care of you.
Yeah.
You are okay. Yeah. You send her stuff. Oh, she tests and says thank you. I believe that's enough. It's okay. you don't really expect her to always be this, especially when probably she's old. And especially also if, I don't know, you see, you have to understand the situation in this broader context. If she is probably with her children, her biological children, or she's with other people, you don't expect her always to be doing this back and forth thing. But the problem, as I mentioned, will be where you feel she's only testing you at times when she knows that, oh, it is time for me to get something from the guy.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
Exactly.
That is a feeling. So I don't know if that is the guy's issue or.
It's a lady's issue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but this is actually, the case was so long, so I actually summarized it. So
Oh, wow.
the details of the case was that the woman was consistent in her communication. Whenever she gave her some, because the lady was constantly giving her something, so the constant communication was flowing, but when it was like once in a while she gave her something, and the woman's communication too wasn't consistent. So that was what I think affected her. That why is it that now that maybe I'm struggling a little financially and I'm trying to also support you, then the communication is reducing.
And then that makes sense a bit, but still, you see, sometimes you have to understand, because if maybe every week I'm sending you something, definitely there would be the constant back and forth.
Exactly.
But if probably naturally I wouldn't be checking up on you if you are not doing something. For me, it will be difficult for me to
reach out.
Personally, I'm not a phone person, testing person, and all of that. So sometimes I read a test and I know I want to reply, but I know the time, if I reply it now, we are going to have a whole conversation which is going to be time consuming. Therefore, let me just wait. I'll reply. And sometimes I say I'll reply, and the reply is coming. It's coming 3 days later. So some people get angry and say, "Hey, you are," but you have to understand the woman. That's why I say, if she is testing you or checking up on you when she's only getting something, then as a child, you have to go to her and find out, oh, mom, this is the issue. You understand? So it's like maybe you are struggling. If she was really a mother to you and she brought you up, I don't think it should be a difficulty telling her, oh, this is what I'm going through at the moment and all of that. In fact, that would even bring up the motherly instinct in her to keep checking up on you. After all, she took care of you from 2017 all through, and now you understand. So if all through and when you give birth and all of that, she was checking up on you, then it only means that she has that. Just that now you are grown, she feels, well, let me let you be. But if you are sending something, then it's my duty to reply and all of that. You understand?
Okay. So, Father, when do you think is ideal to cut off people from your life? Especially maybe if you feel like they are only in to take something from you. You get it?
I don't think it's ideal to really cut people off from your life, because no matter who the person is, no matter what the person has done, it's not ideal to say I'm cutting you off. That's really it's really going to be maybe you may not have that normal relationship, but you don't say you cut people off, because at a point in time, the person you cut off is the one you will need. Human beings are like that. They would hurt you. They would do certain things to you, and you want to understand. Well, let the person go after all. What's the essence of all of this? But the person might come to help you one day. So no matter what somebody does, we don't clearly say I have cut the person off. But we only say, oh well, we can manage the person's attitude. We can say, oh, I would tolerate your attitude with time and all of that. But we don't cut human beings off, people off. You understand? Yes, that is why I said we may not have the normal relationship, but let it not go to the extent where I say I'm not dealing with you any longer. After all, if everybody is not dealing with each other, remember the way we would, the world in which we will live.
So Father, in this situation, if maybe the lady feels that the woman has hurt her, and you actually brought up a point that she should communicate with but she also feels like maybe this person doesn't really add value to my life anymore. And I want to kind of, even though I respect you, I love you, but I don't really want to have that kind of rapport or like relationship with you. How do you manage such situations?
A mother is a mother. That's what I'll say. Because right now, you could say she's not adding value, but she has added value. She has added value upon which you are adding more value to yourself. If she hadn't taken care of you, if she hadn't looked after you, all these things matter. You understand? So there was something upon which the value you are getting now has been built on. So the foundation is always the matter. You understand? So you don't say, oh, this time you are not adding value, unless she's somebody you just met. If it's somebody you just met, then you could say, oh well, you're not contributing anything positive to my life. So I'm not cutting you off, but I'm saying, oh well, I won't do those things with you anymore. So not that you are not valuable. At a point in time, the exact things the person is doing that you think is not adding value to your life, maybe those things that will be beneficial to you. You understand? So the whole thing is that I would just say we take a pause on human beings, but we don't say I'm doing away with you, or you don't add value to my life, therefore I'm doing away with you. No,
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Okay. Thank you, Father.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so for this lady situation, I think what you brought up is very important, communication. She has to communicate with the woman that this
Most
is what
definitely.
I'm struggling with, and this is what my conception is, that maybe you are here to siphon, like you are just only here to think about yourself and what you get from me. And I think that is a very good point that you raised.
I just feel that's why I said there are two things. Is a feeling I get that the woman would definitely not be a gold digger, or the woman would definitely not be somebody who is out there to look for what can be offered her.
Yeah.
That would be very difficult for me to believe, especially if you were not her child and she takes care of you. Unless you are trying to tell me she took care of you because in some way, somehow, she saw your future and then she felt this time, let me take care of her so that at the end she would. No, it's a huge sacrifice to take care of someone. More, even more huge when you are taking care of the person, she gives birth and all of that. Very huge sacrifice on the part of a woman. It's not something you would easily find on the streets and all of that. You understand? So for me, unless there is more to it that is not being said, the communication should matter, and also the fact that if you are struggling for which you cannot be doing the frequent thing, it's just a matter of telling her, oh, I'm doing this. Already the lady is even up for it. Means you're not even having genuine conversations with the woman in the first place. You understand? You're not having genuine, because if it's always the case where you are sending her things all the time, then it's also a problem. It's more like you are being appreciative.
Okay.
You are always like you are paying her back. And no, we don't do that. It's not, you're not doing it to pay back some kind of a thing. But well, if it's an appreciation, fine. But always buying, gifting someone. I don't gift my mother all the time. She's my biological mother. She took care of me. But I'm not always there and I'm sending her thing. It's more like you are giving the impression that you are paying her back.
Yeah.
And now that she's not being all lovey-dovey around you and all of that, then it means that she's being acting more like a gold digger. She's siphoning something from you and all of that. That's weird. We must begin to communicate with each other. Very important. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Father has said everything, but I also want to hear from you. Do you agree with Father? Or not? Or do you agree that you should cut off people from your life? Yeah. So I want you to state down your ideas, your comments under this video. And don't forget, people who are amazing help others to be amazing. Thank you.